Hi, I'm Lauren, and today our teachers Sarah, Ramona, and Jasmine are going to be walking you step by step through a third grade lesson. The topic today is going to be on animals. And then our content area is going to be on the life cycle of a frog. Our teaks today are going to be Teak 10 on our organisms and environments. Our content objective is students should be able to demonstrate their understanding of the life cycles of a frog through completing a foldable. Our language objective today is students should be able to describe the life cycle of a frog using the strategy Think, Pair, Share. So why don't we go ahead and leap into this lesson, have lots of fun.
Froggy, froggy in the stream, froggy, froggy in the tree. The life cycle just goes on and on. Now listen up to my froggy song. The froggy life cycle goes like this. 4 unique stages of metamorphosis. Stage 1 is a bunch of eggs in a pond. When they stick all together, they call it egg spawn. Stage 2 is the tadpole hatched from the egg. But you gotta look closely cause he's got no legs. At first this guy is more like a fish, breathing with gills, just watch him swim. Stage 3 is the tadpole with some legs. Then we go to stage 4 where he's a full-fledged adult frog. Check out his web feet. This helps him to swim when he's in the stream. Check out his legs. He's a really good leaper. When it comes to bugs, he's a really good eater. He does not breathe like he did when he was young. Instead, he breathes with a pair of lungs. Froggy, froggy in the stream, froggy, froggy in the tree. The life cycle just goes on and on. Now listen up to my froggy song. The answer everybody wants to know. What is the difference between frogs and toads? Both of them live a double life, sometime on land, but they also might spend time in the water. Just watch them jump in. This double life makes them amphibians. Land is where toads would rather be, but if you're a frog, you prefer the creek. Hey, there's other differences that I spy. Frogs are slimy, toads are dry. A few more facts about these guys. Some use the color as a disguise. That's camouflage. The sound they make you really can't miss. Froggy, froggy in the stream, froggy, froggy in the tree. The life cycle just goes on and on. Now listen up to my froggy song.
So today we learned that we're going to be learning about the frog cycle. We just watched a really cool video about the frog cycle and had a really cool song to go with it. So stage 1 was eggs in a pond. This is where we have all of our eggs still stuck together, and we call this egg spawn. We have stage 2, and that is where we have our tadpoles. They hatch from the eggs in the egg spawn. The cool thing about these guys is that they have no legs. They're just like fish. So they swim in the water and they have gills, and that's how they breathe. So in stage 3, basically they're just like the tadpoles, however that's when their legs are growing and they're able to swim just a little bit more, and they still have their tail and their gills. And when we move to stage 4, this is when they become full-size adult frogs. This time they can go in and out of the water, and with stage 1, 2, and 3 they are basically just in the water. And this is the life cycle of the frog.
Okay. For this activity, we're going to make our own little frog cycle, and the materials that we're going to need is 1 strip of construction paper, scissors, glue, your adult frog, an egg, and our 4 stages of the life cycle of a frog. To begin, we're going to have a strip of paper. We're going to fold it into 4 sections. To get those 4 sections, we're going to take our paper and fold it in half. Then what we're going to do is this very first piece, you're going to fold it back towards your fingers. And then this piece, you're also going to do the same thing and fold it back towards your fingers. And then make sure you crease your paper so you can see your lines. When you unfold it, it should look like this. Now that our paper is folded, we're going to take our egg and place it face down on the table. And our frog, it's going to place it face up. And take our strip of paper, and we're going to sit it one side on the egg and one side on the frog. So your brown piece of construction paper should look like a little tent. Just going to put a little glue down on this side. So we should have glue on both ends. And just stick it on there. So at this point, this is what your paper should look like. And you'll see on the inside, you have 4 sections. Those 4 sections are where we're going to label our life cycle of the frog. Alright. So before we get started gluing, we're going to make sure that we remember the order of our life cycle. So what should go first? So our eggs, our pot of eggs in the pond is what we're going to lay down first. But we're not going to glue anything just yet. We want to make sure our order is correct. So after our eggs, we're going to see what comes next. Does my tadpole come next or my froglet? My tadpole is going to come next because it doesn't have its feet yet. So that's going to go in our second square. And this stage, our third stage, is when our feet come in. So then this is called our froglet. So we're going to place this in our third square. And our adult frog is going to be the last thing. Now that we have the correct order, you may glue.